You mentioned illegal migrants there, and it started already. More than 300 illegal migrants have been arrested by ICE during raids in and around sanctuary cities across the US. And this includes sex offenders and other violent criminals. Douglas, this is just the beginning of what clearly is a massive task ahead for ICE and Border Czar Tom Homan. But how good is it to see law and order slowly and finally being restored?
Well, as I've said for many years, if you don't have a border, you don't really have a country, or at least you won't have a country very soon. The way in which illegal migration has been encouraged in recent years, not just in America, but of course in Britain, Europe, and elsewhere, has been really shocking. It has undermined the fabric of these societies, and it rewards the illegality at the first point. Many people, like that Barmy Bishop, will be thinking about, these people saying they're not all or not all these illegal migrants are criminals. That's true with the fact that obviously not all of them have raped and murdered people since entering the US illegally, but all of them have broken the law by entering the US illegally. And meantime, by the way, this is another of those great things that undermines one of the central fabrics of a society is, legal migration is hard. Getting asylum, actually, for legitimate reasons is hard. And the fact that at the same time as that reality exists, you just have this other world where anyone who just breaks the law is allowed to do so is just something that has massively undermined the United States of America, as with other developed democracies. It is a huge task ahead for the Trump administration. There's no doubt about that. And they are going to be fought against by Democrat governments in sanctuary cities, Democrat authorities in sanctuary cities like New York and like cities in California. And we'll just see what happens. But I think that one very important thing about this is it's not just that America and the American voters who voted in Donald Trump are watching. I think the world is watching, because countries like Italy, Spain, France, and others that have millions of illegal migrants in their countries that they have totally failed to deport. Britain is another example. More than 1 million illegal migrants in the UK. Total failure of the government, total failure of the state to enforce the border laws. If Donald Trump can do this in America, then maybe there's a blueprint for other countries saying, we are fair-minded countries. We're good countries, which is why so many people want to come to the developed world. There must be something we're doing right. But we're mad if we think we can just have open borders and anyone in the world can walk in. So the American voters will be watching Trump, but my prediction is that governments across Europe and elsewhere will also be watching very carefully and hoping that he succeeds and that they can follow.